Hello and welcome back to League Racing TV for EML Premier 2 for round number 2 here in the Hungary at the Hungary Grand Prix. And luckily, my normal co-commentator is back this week. That is Lesty the Twig, and he's not a newbie to commentary. He is an experienced commentator that I've had the pleasure to work with in the past. The roles have been a little bit reversed, as he's normally the one that's introducing everyone. So yeah, good evening. How are you feeling for this one?
Yeah, cheers, Storm. Yeah, it's nice that we can link up again after such a long time.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and EML is a competition I really love. I think it's a really good team
Yeah.
competition that's been run really well over the past couple of games. And yeah, Hungary's one of my favourite tracks actually. So I'm hoping to see some really action-packed racing.
Yeah, of course, and as we were mentioning before, we started the stream. Obviously, your former CPI guys, took a good win in Bahrain. Obviously, the stream decided to cut off just as he crossed the line, Nicholas. So, with obviously the Hungarian Grand Prix, we saw the real life one. Is it challenging for you, or do you find it a relatively fast flowing, easy track for yourself?
Um, I've found Hungary past games and this game quite a fun track. I always enjoy it. I think for the drivers today, it will be a bit of a challenge. I think everyone likes Sector One. Sector One's a nice flowing bit of the circuit, but the back side of the track is a really tricky one, and you've got to get your setup right. Otherwise, you could easily lose the rear over the backside of the track. So a lot of concentration for these guys. Not many places to overtake. We'll be expecting a lot down into turn one with that DRS. So yeah, it will have it all, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course, as you mentioned, the double helping of DRS, so we'll be probably seeing a lot more of the overtakes through turn one, like we saw in the real life Grand Prix. Hopefully, no one does a Max Verstappen and spins it. Obviously, I've known that there's quite a few races in the past in League Racing where the races here in Hungary have produced wet races, so the drivers are going to have to take that into account as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there isn't no rain, but it does always spice up. As I'll hand over to Leslie Twig for a lap of the Hungary.
Yeah, so we are running with F1 Philip MD. He's coming down to turn one. He takes a lot of the outside curve. Probably put too much there, but he's done pretty well so far. He's just going to look to get a solid first run in here, get a time on the boards, and then he's good to go for the rest of the lap. So far, that's sector one, looking pretty good. Obviously, Purple, no one set a time yet. Now on this turn, you don't want to touch that inside, that grey little area. That's always, this game and past F1 games, it's death trap. He takes the chicane very well there. And this is the tricky part of the circuit. Really got to nail this, and he's doing pretty well, the Haas driver. Keeping it on track, keeping it within limits. And this could be a really good first run. That Ferrari there. Not really getting out of the way. That might have just cost him a couple of tenths. That was not what you want to see. Philip does a 1:15.9, and that is the lap.
Yeah, fantastic lap guide by Leslie the Twig, as we saw the onboard of obviously the Haas driver from but now Philip, I don't know, well you didn't watch last week, but Philip raced last week, and his night got cut short within about 4 corners because he went a little bit wide. I think it was turn 4, got the 30-second penalty and got DSQ'd. He was not in the best of I have to say moods after that, so hopefully, fingers crossed, Codemasters doesn't pull that stunt again, and we do get him racing, because he is a fantastic driver, very experienced, so he knows how to win, and I think he'll be able to back up well, or lead his team to a strong performance this evening. Times are coming in, so who do you think may be pole position? I know you will probably pick maybe one of your former CPI guys, but who do you think may be looking for that pole position?
There's numerous drivers here. You've got TTG Noisic. I think he's definitely someone who could be up there. Both the BNLRE drivers, Yano and Mike, I think they've both got a bit of pace about them. The IRT pair, the CPI guys, they do have it in them to be up there at the front. But SXT as well, they've got great
they're
talent.
very strong.
So it's open. It's open. I think anyone could grab this pole today.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's the great thing about esports events, especially. Even though it's a team event, it's still wide open. Because we were seeing last week, me and Conti were saying, you know, even though SXT have got the stronger team, teams were coming into the races thinking, well, if they make a mistake, we can kind of pounce on it and we can, you know, pick up on them mistakes. And there were times in the race where SXT, I think, fell over their own shoelaces kind of situation, like with pit stops and etc. Hopefully the safety car isn't going to be a contributing factor this evening, because around this track it is kind of annoying, I think, because obviously it is such a technical track. We will go on board with somebody else. The two CPI guys are in. We'll actually go on board with... who is that? I'm just having a look. No, they've been validated. We'll go on board with Noisiek, I think, as he is coming through into turn 1.
Is indeed the TTG team in Alfa Romeo. Lovely little red number. Just wanted to say quick evening to Colin. Says evening Western Storm in the chat. SXT Daniel said SXT is the best. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please give us some comments, predictions. Like the stream. Subscribe to League Racing TV, of course, to continue watching how this EML season plans out, as we are only on round 2, so plenty of racing still to go.
Yeah,
and TTG Noisic is looking, I think, oh, you have to back off there. I was going to say possibly under 115, but I'm not so sure. Sorry, just under 116. Sorry, that would have been crazy fast under 115, but yeah, possibly under 116, but he did lift off there, so I'm not too sure here.
Yeah, he is following. Oh, and Noisic just had a spin. I think he's had one eye on the Ferrari and one eye as he's reversing down the pits. I don't think that's a good idea.
That's a bit dangerous. Okay, well, he's got his time on the board.
Yeah, he has. A 1:22, and I think obviously you know, if we're going to look at maybe teams, dark horses, maybe ones that can, you know, pick up a good consistent run of points, I think, you know, you've got to look at ESW, obviously Esports Wales or Esports Yard or Esports Wales Town. I can't remember which one he's racing. Colin Mason last week put in an absolute solid performance, was in and around that top 10, was fighting for positions. Unfortunately his teammate couldn't as such, but yeah, I think there may just be one that you could look at that's gonna get consistent points. And at the end of the day, if you're picking up consistent points, you're gonna be in that kind of conversation of well, maybe championship, maybe around that area. So yeah, I think they're probably one to watch. Maybe IRT. I know RLS, obviously Honey Badger and Conti, they're a quite strong team. As Recon showed it last week in Bahrain, just got unlucky. So yeah, there's definitely a lot more, I think, in this division that keeps it wide open.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a couple of teams here that you may say maybe should be in that top tier, the Premier 1 tier, but
Yeah.
they missed out, and they've got to now prove
Of
to
course.
themselves as a team why they should be in that Premier 1, and it's a good grid. It's a very good grid. There's competition all over the places. Sorry. But at the moment, Recon is 3/10 to the good on the rest of the field.
Yeah, and I think, you know, for any of these teams to get into that tier 1, we've both seen it. It is an absolute stacked grid, with obviously James commentating over there at the same time, so you can get a bit of both of action here in EML. And you know, you've got teams in there like FVR and the others as well. So, you know, for one of these teams to go in there, it would really, you know, challenge them. I know SXT kind of the odd ones are out here because they are quite fast, and I think they were hoping for you know, kind of that tier 1 where they kind of, you know, would put themselves. But just looking at that, Slinky has put in a time, put himself P2. That's quite a strong qualifying from the virtual esports racing team.
Yeah, both of the VER guys up there in the 115, so they'll be confident going into these last 7 minutes. I'm just looking at my former team of Nathan Clark, and he's actually boxing, but
there's rain.
They were slipstreaming. Oh, is it rain?
Yeah, I've just gone on board with Nathan, and I think there's rain, so I don't think it's going to affect much. But yeah, if you go on board TV pod, there's rain, so I wouldn't be surprised if we may get a quali end. Just Coconuts has gone for the Inters. I don't think anyone's going to be improving because of the track grip. It's not going to be great. Let's just see if we can get anyone on board. Right, BNLRE Mike is on the lap, so this will be interesting to see how he copes on the track, as his teammate gives him a little bit of a slipstream. It'll be interesting to see how the softs are now going to cope, I think, with the rain coming down.
There's a couple of drivers currently on laps. Everyone's, I think, now scrambling to try and get a lap in before the track gets too wet. But with even just a small amount of rain, it's going to be very hard to improve too much. That's going to bring you way up on that leaderboard.
Yeah, of course, and I think now the rain is coming down as Verslinky has retired in it. This is actually a strong showing from they did this in Bahrain, so if they can put this together, they can maybe put their name in that conversation, as we were mentioning before, of a championship rival to SXT or one of the others. As Mike is going to cross the line, he doesn't go quicker, he slowed down right at the end to not beat his time, so I think that was kind of a tactical thing there. Steph has retired. We both know Steph is very fast, so you know that's probably not to his own pace. I think he's trying to look to help his teammate there, as I believe CPI Bossy has gone up into P11, so your former CPI guys doing really well.
Yeah, they're not doing bad showing here. I think SXT Steph actually crashed out there. Yellow flag in sector 2, so I think he was pushing.
Yeah,
and he's lost the car there, so it's going to be no higher than 7th for Steph. Yeah, there's people pushing there. People are making gains, but there's also, you can see on the bottom of your screens, there are drivers now retiring, thinking that is that. Not going to make any more improvements, but there's still drivers out there going for it, so it's not over just yet. You might be able to gain a 10th or 2 and just prop yourself up a position or 2.
Yeah, I'm just right on board with Harry, and the first sector he was down 3 seconds, so I don't think anybody is going to be going any quicker, and yeah, I think that might just be the end of qualifying, as Nathan is out. Oh, actually, I think Nathan might be... No, he's down by 5 seconds. That did come up first, saying that he was quicker, but no, it's gone down to 5 seconds. As anyone else, I don't think, no. They're all in the pits, so I can't really see anyone coming back out.
No, yeah, I was on board with Vengeance, and he was down by 2 seconds by the time we got to the third sector. So, yeah, I do think that's it. I wonder if we will have rain in the race, because 3 minutes left. You could get yourself a couple of laps on some inters just to get a bit of wet practice. But considering a lot of them are just in the pits, I can't see us starting with rain.
Is Seb coming out for IRT? He is. He's going to try on the softs. I just wonder if that rain's coming down. It's not coming down enough to affect the track for an intermediate, but is just making the line a little bit off for the drivers, because drivers are still coming out on the softs. So everyone above Seb, except from Harry, has retired. So if you're going to make an impact, you're going to make it now, because this is kind of where, as they say, you make your money, really. He's going to try and do something here. He maybe feel that he can get the position, or at least one position up. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Seb goes in these conditions on the softs.
Yeah, well, obviously keep an eye, see what he's going to do. Yeah, I'll be shocked if he even moves up one position. I'll be shocked, and fair play to him. But he's giving it a go, and he's not the only one. There's others out there on outlaps as well. You got Noisic out, you got CPI Bossy out, Drofter of ESW, Tan, Lassie Larson, and Honey Badger. They're all out, so maybe not over just yet. We could see a couple of little moves.
Well, Seb's boxed back into the pit, so I think that's maybe just
that's a
test.
sign.
Yeah, and he's retired, so Noisiak is going to go for it, so right on board with him.
Yeah, Honey Badger's just spun it, so no improvements for him.
We'll keep on board with Noisiak because he is on a lap.
Oh, and he's just done the same.
I don't think it's the right weather.
No, just a bit too wet, bit greasy. It's just not going to happen for these drivers, unfortunately. Fair enough for them, giving it a go.
Yeah, you got to test the waters, really. One of the other IRT drivers are on a lap, which is IRT Boom. He is... Oh, he's 13 seconds down. That's not a push lap. There's Honey Badger is going for this. If he gets an improvement, then fair play to him.
Yeah, he already spun at the start of his lap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's just going to cross the line. He's going to take the checkered flag.
Yeah, Last Larson is about 6 tenths down, and now 1.7. So yeah, that is that, really. And that's a confirmed pole position for RLS Recon.
Yeah, as Lassie Lawson goes for a spin, the same place Max Verstappen did. Now, obviously, if this is a dry race and you are kind of inside the top 10, what kind of strategy would you go for?
Oh, bloody hell, sorry, I'm just on board with Nathan. He has gone out on Inter, so he's the only driver that's gone out to do a bit of Inter practice. Strategy here, I actually haven't done a league race here yet. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's either hard mediums or medium hards pairing.
Yeah.
Safety car.
Yeah, I must admit, a lot of leagues now, well, league races, should I say, you don't see anybody go for a set of softs anywhere, really, unless it's qualifying, and that is qualifying over, with RLS Recon taking pole position here in Hungary, and it is going to be an absolute fantastic race as Recon gets pole position by 2/10, as Slinky gets in P2. Jarno taking P3. Another surprise for BNLRE. Philip MD takes P4. Harry Banks, should I say, in P5. Seb for IRT in P5. SXT Steph in P7. Nathan in 8th. Noisiek for TTG in 9th. Vengeance in P10. And then outside the top 10 is CPI Bossy, Just Coconuts, Mike, Glowstick, Pillars, Drophus, Lassie Lawson, Jinx, Honey Badger, Boom. So going into turn 1, I'm expecting maybe a little bit of chaos. We didn't have any chaos or carnage in Bahrain turn 1. They all, kept it relatively clean. But it is a different set of drivers, so anything can happen.
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
Okay. I was very wrong about not starting work.
I know there's a storm in the comms box, but I didn't mean to bring the weather. Yeah, but no, there's no formation lap, just to remind you. So as soon as that clock strikes 0, we're going. So that's going to be, kind of put it on the kind of situation for the drivers. They're going to have to go straight away. So no lap to kind of heat the tyres up, unfortunately, because Codemasters can't put a game together correctly. But yeah, it'll be interesting as we've got 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will have now the 5 red lights here in Hungary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's lights out and away we go here for EML round number 2 in Premiere 2. And I'll just try and get up. This is the only annoying thing when there's no formation lap, as they all make their way down into turn 1. And, someone's gone for a bold late break. As Recon has been spun and is going down to the back of the grid as they make their way through the first few corners. They're all just trying to figure out a little bit of space for each other, find out where everyone is putting the car. And, Vengeance is, that's Noisiek out. And that's an unfortunate retirement. And that is, I believe, a virtual safety car on lap number 1.
Yeah, that was cold tyres were clear there. Oh, there we go, full safety car. Yeah, that cold tyres there. A lot of people having bad starts, a lot of people having good starts. Recon's gone from pole all the way to the back of the grid. Noisiek out already. Yeah, drama.
Yeah, drama here in Hungary. And they do say Hungary is like Monaco without the walls. And I like, watching the Hungarian Grand Prix on real life. As luckily no one did Bottas bowling into turn 1 after the race that he decided to create carnage into turn 1. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. See who can really make the impact.
Yeah, definitely. As we see Philip coming into the pits, I wonder if he has a bit of damage. Let's take a look at the big gainers from that first lap. We got Steph up into P3. He's gained 4 positions. Good start for him. CPI boys of Nathan and Bossy up 3 and 5 for them. CPI will be very happy right now. Who else have we got? We've got Drofter up 5, Boomye up 7 for IRT, Jinx, Honey Badger up 4 each. So there's been a lot of gainers, but unfortunately the losers at the moment are Recon, Philip and Glowstick. They've all lost a fair amount of places in that messy first part.
Yeah, and Nathan has left the session. So that's going to be... and Slinky has rejoined. Mike has left.
No.
Don't know what's going on here. Looks like F1's playing a bit of in, out, shake it. All yeah. I know last night. I don't know if you seen the glitch. You finished the race and all the fastest laps are like 0.500 tenths or 8 seconds, and then the bottom 3 drivers have all got correct fastest laps.
Yeah, I did actually catch that. I saw a 9-second fastest lap.
Yeah.
And yeah, even esports aren't hitting those heights.
No, I'm not even hitting those heights, so I don't think esports will be hitting them anytime.
No, definitely not. So I think Nathan, he did rejoin. I think he's left. Slinky's now also left.
Yeah, I think there might
sure
be.
What's happening here?
No, I don't either. Honey Badger's the host, so it's not pinned on me this week.
Yeah, it's not us. Don't blame the commentary team.
Because I was hosting stream last week, but as you would have seen the last lap when Nicholas crossed the line, my internet just decided to die. So.
Okay, hopefully these tries can get back in. There's Slinky back in. While this safety car's out, let's have a look at the comments. Glowstick saying, "Goddamn rain." Yeah, I'm way. Car's currently on the track. Riley. Riley also happy that Slinky's up in P1. And Korn has said promote SXT. Yes, I haven't said I am now part of SXT. But no bias on commentary. No bias. Don't worry.
Well, I didn't even know that, so congratulations. I knew you was a long stay at CPI, and you know, it's always great to see people that you kind of respect, obviously, in the racing community. Get that break they deserve. I've known you for God knows how long.
Long time.
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time.
So congratulations on that, and hopefully, and fingers crossed, you'll be able to bring in some good results, and hopefully they'll make you proud in EML, as we are going to get back under racing, and hopefully all is good as they're coming around the final corner, and as we've seen many times before, there's a Mercedes on the charge.
There is. Slinky's actually caught him off guard here, and Jarno's going to come under a bit of pressure into turn 1. Steph and Harry Banks both there, although Nathan Clark's gone up the inside. Jarno's gone wide. He's dropped a number of positions. That was not a good first turn. Cold tyres maybe, but SX, Steph and Harry. Oh, I was going to say Harry up into P3, but Nathan round the outside. Is he going to make that stick? He is. What a move. Great move by the CPI driver.
Yeah, Nathan does make the overtake. He knows how to win. He's done it before in other leagues, obviously, that I have commentated. Oh, Vengeance has gone right to the back of the grid. So is Philip. I think they're still finding out where each other is, and trying to give a little bit of track space. Oh, who has gone for a spin now? As the safety car is back out.
Oh, there's big damage at the back. Big damage at the back. Philip without a front wing. Mike without front wing. Glowstick, I think, might have damage as well. Droft is going very slow. Vengeance has lost his front wing. It's been a bit of carnage at the back there, and we, as you said, back on the safety car.
Yeah, please, we don't want Destruction Derby. No. I know it's raining, but yeah, we want to keep it nice and clean. This is an esports event, and it is, well, I would say a little bit of fun, but these teams do take it very seriously, So it's, yeah, another safety car. Have we even made one lap of normal racing? I don't think we have.
Yeah, I don't. Even if you had that first lap and that lap 4, I don't even think that makes a full lap. So we're waiting for our first full complete lap of racing here. We want to get into the action. Come on, guys. Let's keep Bert Merlander. Is it Mylander? Mylander?
Yeah, it is Bert Mylander. I think
Bert
it is.
Mylander.
Yeah.
Let's keep him in the pits. Slinky's still P1 though, so he'll be happy with that. He had a good restart. He's going to have to do it again in a couple laps time. I wonder if he'll go for the same strategy or if he'll go before the final turn. It's all about the mind games. Riley has just commented red flag. we're on inters, we're not on wets yet. We're not on wets. Hopefully we don't get to wets. I'd like to see, personally on my front, I don't know about you, Storm, I'd like to see this race go from inters to dry.
Yeah,
so I think in the dry we can see some really great racing around here.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it might just help sort the pack out a little bit. Because the gaps will be made, and I think while we're constantly under a safety car, nobody can really make a gap, so people are going to be bunched up, and it's quite interesting. The top 10 are all on now 4-lap inters, but everybody below that is on fresh inters, so yeah, it's 50-50 split on the tyre wear. I think in this scenario, if you have a free pit stop and you know the rain is going to last for a little while, I think, in my opinion, you would take the fresher tyre. Even if you drop down to the back of the grid, as we've seen with these two safety cars already, being at the back of the grid probably isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, and in some way, I'd disagree just in the fact that if you were to pit and you came out sort of middle-ish towards the back, I think you're then putting yourself in danger of coming under any contact, or a collision happens up front and you're getting collected. You just don't want to be taking out risk. I think the guys out in front definitely just stick to the front. Less cars to worry about.
Yeah, and I think this also affects the race leader, because he feels like, you know, I want to get that gap, I want to, you know, be racing, I want to, you know, kind of build up a gap, you know, from, you know, the drivers behind, so I can get this win. So that might be playing on the mind of Verslinky, as he's going to do a second restart, and hopefully, fingers crossed, there is no more safety cars, as I think that rain is very is slowing down quite rapidly, because it's only spots of rain coming now. So I wouldn't be surprised if the rain is going to stop very soon. But the safety car is going to be in now, and Slinky will be that safety car. And oh, someone's boxed into the pits. That's a Mercedes. That is Jarno. So Jarno's going to give up his position. And where is Slinky going to go? He's waited this late, and he's going to go. And oh, I think someone is having internet issues. One of the McLarens, as they all make their way through turn 1 and turns 2 and 3. And IRT Boom has dropped a few positions, and they all make their way through up into turn 4. Well, they will in a minute, as that midfield bunch is yeah, getting up close again as they make their way up to turn 4.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the midfield this time instead of the front. Obviously Nathan made the move up into P2. It's very... Oh, that's a move from Philip. I'm watching ESW Pillars. Phillips just dives it down the inside. I think Pillars saw him late, managed to just adjust himself to avoid big contact. They did have a bash of wheels, but that's a bold move in these conditions from the VER driver. But it's very tight in the midfield at the moment.
Yeah, it is, and when there is a battle in the midfield, it kind of, you know, creates that little bit of action-packed racing, I have to say, as we go back up. Oh, Steph has got past Honey Badger and Philip is going to go for it. He doesn't get the move done as they come round the final corner for what will be 1 lap completed after the safety car. And yeah, they are now starting to create those gaps. And that rain, I don't know, is it slowing down? Is it coming down heavy? Oh, as Pillars has a look, and yeah, nearly went into the side of Philip. Luckily, there was a great break there from Pillars to recognise that he wasn't going to make the position, and yeah, it's still all racing here in Hungary as no more safety cars at the moment.
Yeah, it's very tight. Steph made that move on Honey Badger towards the end of that lap, just Honey Badger went a bit deep. I think he's struggling. Just cope with the conditions right now. He might be just easing himself in at the moment, but he's managing to hold off the daring Philip at the moment. It's a bit of a train up to that P10 at the moment. I keep saying at the moment. I don't know what's going on at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gaps, as you said, the gaps are now starting to build. Some of these drivers won't be as comfortable in these conditions as others. Some might, a lot of these probably haven't even practiced a bit of wets. As Philip's going for another move, is he? He is, round the outside of the final turn. Is he going to make that stick on Honey Badger? I think he is. That's another brilliant move. But Honey Badger's not going to give up that easy.
No, as I've got a camera angle of the back of the car, as yeah, Pillars is going to come back into that fight.
Yeah, that's a very good fight back there from Honey Badger, but Philip has the inside, and he finally does get the move done. And there's, I think, action going on ahead. Steph has just got ahead of Boumye into P8.
Yeah, is Pillars gonna have a go? No, he's not. Oh, as Pillars just gets nearly rear-ended by Lawson there. We will go back to the front because Nathan is now in P2. Oh, goes wide. Luckily, Harry is not that behind. What is Nathan doing? He's completely going off the track. I don't know what's happened there. Nathan went off the track twice and has conceded the position to Harry, and drops right in front of his teammate now. And it is a CPI, P3 and P4.
Yeah, maybe I didn't see it, but maybe he's had a bit of a moment. He's obviously lost about near 2 seconds there, so that's really not good. He was getting up to the back of Slinky. Steph now shows his pace. He's got a bit of a gap to the next driver of Just Coconut, someone who I haven't spoken of yet. And Philip is going for another move on Boumye. Sorry if I butchered that. But Philip is looking very, very good at the moment. He's attacking these drivers in these conditions. He did just have a moment there though. Good save from Philip. Doing well up into P9.
Yeah, and luckily only one person has a penalty, which is Recon. And I have to say, from lap 1 to lap 10, as Mike has retired on the track, please don't cause another safety car. Oh my days. Please send help. We have. He's left them home and dry. There's the hat trick. Oh, why do it on track? Like, can't he make it back to the pits? Yeah, that's frustrating. We were doing so well. Just say that Recon 1 was down at P20, is now back up to P5 after 2 safety cars. That's incredible.
Yeah, he's probably really glad that he's had these few safety cars.
Oh, Nathan's in.
Nathan is in. He did have that moment, didn't he, where he lost just over a second or so and lost a position, so probably good for him to get a new set on, get some fresh grip. He will obviously be at the back end of the field now, but I was interested to see out of those top half drivers with the 10-lap-old Inters who would pit, and I think he is actually the only one.
Yeah, as CPI Bossy has left session. Hopefully he can get back in. But yeah, just looking at this at the moment, no one in the top 5 really has a teammate around them to kind of help them now, because obviously Nathan has made the pit, obviously through the safety, well, on the safety car lap. So yeah, it's kind of really anybody's to kind of go for, because they don't have a teammate to help them, or another team's kind of second driver to kind of defend against them. So yeah, it's definitely, I think, more open. But I forgot help that rain does stop soon, because I would like to see some dry racing very soon. I think it will just stop the safety cars coming out. But luckily, I think there's only 2 more spots that it can come out, or 2 more spaces. So hopefully we don't use the full 5.
Yeah, it's I feel like it has brightened up, although the rain is still coming down. But hopefully we do get to see a bit of dry. Riley in the comments said, "No, this is way more fun."
I think that might be because yeah, I think it's because Slinky is out in P1. But I tell you what, if this was the end of the race, Recon would lose a lot of positions because of that penalty. So that would move Philip up to 1 extra more place. So yeah, it's definitely interesting.
It is, yeah. To be fair to Riley, Slinky, these safety cars are keeping him first. I mean, he's not been under massive pressure, to be honest, so far. And their other driver, Philip, has been making numerous moves and slowly working his way through the field. So VER are actually looking pretty solid here, and I'm sure Philip will be looking to make some further moves once his safety car comes in. But yeah, it's top 10 is very mixed for the teams. Very mixed. I think there's nearly one of every team in there.
Yeah, except from BNLR, I believe, as theirs is in P18. So yeah, it's still open to anyone. And I think under the dry race, I think Slinky might feel a bit more under the pressure, a bit more hot under the collar, they say. And yeah, I think this rain just might be kind of holding that pressure off, that buffer, as that safety car is going to come in this lap. So for the 3rd time this... Oh no! Oh, what have I just seen?
Oh no.
Is that desync, or is that just someone gone for a ram? Recon has left, so I wonder. Yeah, that's luckily that was caught on stream. As we are going to get back under racing. Oh, what's going on here? We got F1 flying formation as they make their way back down into turn 1. Harry gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags as they try and go through 3 wide. There's a McLaren off. I just wonder, has the drivers forgotten how to race this evening? Steph gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I think there might be a yellow flag glitch, because there's no yellow flags out and people are getting penalties for it. As they make their way up into turn 4, Slinky is coming out of the pits. He's got a lot of work to do now. 22.4 seconds behind. But yeah, that is... I don't know what happened there. If Recon has lagged and then gone into the back of Slinky, that's the most unfortunate situation. And yeah, Harry makes a lot of gap now as Steph is being pressured quite a lot from the cars behind him, as Harry is off into the distance.
He is indeed, yeah. I think, yeah, turn one wasn't pretty at all. Yeah, we've seen, actually, Philip making a move on Jinx. Not going to make it stick, and now Philip's under pressure from Pillars. These two have been at it a lot this race, actually. The BER and the Esports World's TAN driver. But Philip stays ahead. But yeah, the guys in the chat on the stream were saying that Recon was actually lagging. He's been lagging really hard in the race. So
okay.
I think, unfortunately, on his end he hasn't done anything wrong, but on everyone else's end he's catapulted through them. So yeah, I feel pretty bad there for Slinky.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's unfortunate both ways. But yeah, Harry for TTG really pulling that gap now, and I think it's kind of the first real person. Well, I can't get words out this evening. The first time I think we've kind of had someone really create a gap. Obviously, we've had 3 safety cars, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how now this plays out. Steph literally in P2 as everybody behind him. So yeah, it's still now going to be a situation where everyone's going to have to get past Steph, and Steph won't make it easy.
He won't indeed, and I'm currently watching Bossy and Glowstick having a great little battle here, and Stroff is trying to get involved, and he's gone into the side of Glowstick and spun him. Yeah, brakes a bit cold there, tyres a bit cold, and who's that going into the pits? That's Nathan going in for another pit. Wonder if he's got damage here. It's all kicking off, but yeah, Steph and Harry, they are pulling away from the rest. But Harry's got a nice, nearly 3-second lead now. He has got 3 seconds. He's looking nice and healthy up there on the top spot.
Yeah, as we look at the penalties, I've just noticed CPI Bossy has 10 seconds of penalties. I wonder what that's for. I don't know if you could just pull up the race direct and have a look what that's for. CPI Bossy with 10 seconds, Recon with 5. I suspect that I'm not going to class it as straight line because he wasn't in the lobby effectively. I don't think so. We won't put it down as that. We'll let the stewards investigate that. And obviously we've got Steph and Harry with yellow flag penalties for ignoring them. So yeah, it's definitely interesting now to see how this gets played by a lot of the teams. As yeah, it'll be sector 2 yellow flags. That's a Haas. That's gonna be Slinky, I think, and Glowstick. As yeah, Harry is now 2.9 and rapidly increasing that.
Yeah, so I'm having a look at the instance, and Bossy, Harry and Steph all got 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags, so those penalties on those guys will most likely see those get taken off after the race.
Yeah.
And Bossy also got another 5 seconds for a severe collision with Recon, and we pretty much know that Recon has been lagging. So I think Bossy, all those drivers there, all those penalties will probably come off, but we'll wait to see what happens with the stewards. But that's the penalties.
Yeah, it is, and yeah, it's now Harry with a 3.2. Oh, what's gone on at the back? That's now a double. Oh, for God's sake! Maze gives me Premiere 2 admin, and this is what he gives me. That's actually a mistake by the driver. I've just seen that out of the exit of turn 4. He's gone for a spin into the wall. Yeah, that's really unfortunate, especially coming turn 4 out of that corner, especially in the wet. Yeah, but I really didn't want another safety car, because now, if you go on board with Glowstick, you'll see it, I think. Okay, is it still there? You might just... Yeah, it's still there. Yeah. That's a driver error, I think.
Yeah,
Unlucky.
unfortunately, I think Jano and Mike have both crashed out at the exact same spot.
Mm.
So, BNLRE are both out of this race, both making pretty much the same mistake. And this is a race they'll be looking to forget very quickly. The chat is going off right now. Thank you everyone again for joining myself and Storm.
Yeah.
Please do continue giving us comments, predictions, like the stream, subscribe to League Racing TV. A lot of action going on. We're not even halfway through. We've had 4 safety cars. 4 safety cars. Kermit just said hashtag safety car off.
Yeah,
Can we do
and
that? Do we have permission? Mid session. Can we turn him off?
yeah, and just to whet the appetite a little bit more while we are on the safety car, TTML will be back tomorrow and Friday as well. Excuse me there. And we are, funny enough, we're off to Hungary tomorrow and Friday. And I don't know if you know the commentator that I'm working with, Stumpy. I don't know if you've known him or anything, but me and Stumpy will be taking you through the action in Formula 2. And if you watched Bahrain last week, it was very, very spicy, as it was an action-packed race. And yeah, you'll also have James with F1, and then you'll have F3 and F4 on Friday. And I am aware that the safety car is not on in F4, so if any of these EML drivers fancy racing without the safety car on, just pop in F4 on a Friday, and we'll try and sort. Yeah, you might lap the whole field, but at least you won't get caught out by the safety car. As yeah, Steph is now gonna stay out. It's quite interesting. The 2 SXT drivers are on 4 lap fresher tyres than most of the front runners.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty right now, I think. SXT, Steph obviously looking good at the front. We know that in every situation that's more than likely to be removed. Yeah, both in the top 10, both obviously. I think did they not win Bahrain?
Who's that?
SXT, I'm pretty sure SXT won
No,
Bahrain.
I think it was. No, I think it was. Well, overall, SXT. Actually, I'll double check. While we are under safety car, I know Nicholas. I can't pronounce his the last part of. I'll let you handle that.
Nicholas Steinman.
I'm not German, so I'm not. Well, my German isn't. Let's just have a look. So leading the championship. Oh no, that's Premier 1. Premier 2 is SXT leading the way on 50 points. BNLR on 29 in second. TTG with 25. Esports Wales Tan with 18 in fourth. CPI in fifth with 17. IRT Esports is 15 in sixth. Virtual Esports with 14 in seventh. Rising Lions with 11 in eighth. Then Prospect Racing or E-Racing in P9 with 9. And then obviously the new team, which is Valor Esports, they will be in P10, but they aren't on the standings. As we're going to get back under racing, and I just see a little bit of sun is trying to pop its head through as Bossy gets another 5-second penalty. That's going to be unfortunate, as we're going to get... Oh, what has happened there?
Oh dear.
I've just seen that in the corner. What happened? One of the Red Bulls has just hit. Yeah, that I'm not even going to comment. Obviously, as an admin, got to keep the mouth kind of firmly sealed and not say what you think. As Recon and Harry are battling, but Steph is now creating that gap of 7/10, and yeah, Just Coconuts is just sitting there in P2 peacefully and quietly at the moment, as they all try and figure out how not to alert the safety car anymore.
Yeah, I'm just watching Bossy currently in a IRT sandwich at the moment. It might not be a sandwich anymore because Steve is looking for a move up the inside. He's gone a little bit deep, and Bossy says, "Thank you very much, I will take back what is mine." Vengeance now onto the back of Steve due to that. Oh, has there been someone's round?
Yeah, it's Nathan, I think.
Nathan.
Yeah, as we are actually going to get back formally racing. Recon into the pits. I think Recon's just kind of soldiering on. I think he knows he's got, you know, well,
He's not in the car.
Oh, isn't he? Oh, okay. So his AI's done it. So yeah, it's a very interesting race at the moment. As we'll go back up to the front as Just Coconuts. I don't know who that is. AlphaTauri. Who's in the other AlphaTauri?
Prospects. That is Prospects.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, I wondered what car they were in. But yeah, they're doing quite well. They are bottom effectively of the championship as Valor haven't got any points at the moment and aren't on the list on the standings. And yeah, Honey Badger is looking to get that gap close as well. Sector 2 yellow flags, that is Nathan gone for a little bit of a spin, and hopefully no more safety cars. Nope, he's on his way. And yeah, Just Coconuts is looking maybe to close up that gap to Steph. No DRS under obviously wet conditions. And Steph sets the fastest lap, but then Just Coconuts sets an even quicker lap of a 27.3. So is he closing up the gap as they come through what would be the double DRS, as Philip MD sets an even quicker lap of a 27.2?
Does indeed. And I'm watching Philip's teammate Slinky obviously dropped right to the back, and he's now on the back of the Red Bull of Steve, and Steve goes deep. Slinky's going to be able to switch up into the inside. That is P7 for Slinky on the comeback, and Riley in the comps has said Slinky actually has floor damage. He's driving very well if that is so.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't got rear wing damage from the shunt he got. Obviously, the last, I think it was the last safety car. And yeah, we've got 14 laps to go. Feels like we've been racing longer because of the safety cars. But yeah, this is kind of really the longest period I think we've had of racing. And yeah, it's still close on the gaps at the moment. There's quite a few drivers on kind of closer gaps as Seb goes wide, and Vengeance is going to sneak up behind him. Oh, Pillars and Nathan have switched positions, but yeah, Just Coconuts is back up to 6/10 to Steph. So maybe, I don't think, unless the last 10 laps are, I just can't see this rain drying up, as Philip ND now sets a 26.9.
He does. He's getting onto the back. There's is that Nathan?
Yeah, it's Nathan.
Nathan's lost his way, I think. Needs to regroup, get back into a groove of some sort. Sven in the pit lane needs retired. Yeah, it was looking very promising early on for Nathan. Unfortunately, it just hasn't panned out the way he would have wanted. It's a shame for him, but plenty more chances. Only the second round. Keep his head up. Keep going. I was going to say, in this midfield, we've got some really fast drivers at the moment. You've got Philip, who is slowly but surely dragging himself onto the back of this group of Vengeance, Steve, Harry, Slinky, Bossy, Boompier, and they're all slowly reeling in Jinx, so we might see a fair few moves shortly. Storm.
Oh,
Storm.
for God, yeah, I've just seen the screen. I just looked up, and yeah.
Why?
Why?
Well, why
Why
is that
game?
happened?
Why just? Well, that's the
Well,
last
what's
one, so
caused
we
that?
can't have any more. I don't know actually. Has somebody gone for a spin and caused it? Yeah, I can't see anything. Yeah, that's the last slot anyway for the safety car, so we can have a sigh of relief. We won't be seeing a safety car anymore.
I'll have a sigh of frustration, I think.
Thank God we're not. Well, you're not team manager of CPI anymore, because this would, I think, be frustrating. As Glowstick has retired in the pits, and yeah,
It's odd.
maybe rear wing damage.
Oh, mate. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good call. Maybe it was him that's maybe had a spun or something somewhere. And maybe that's why. But we are down to 14 drivers now. Lap 23, we're probably going to get going again for lap 25. So we're going to have about 10 laps without no safety cars. Thank God.
I think that might be the longest 10 laps we've had all night. Might as well have just put this down as a 25% race.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's frustrating for a lot of the drivers, I think, because they just want to race. You don't want to be stuck behind a safety car. That's not what we've come to watch this evening. And yeah, under another safety car. I don't know why the game doesn't give the VSC. Why is it gone straight for the safety car? The only reason I think it's gone for the safety car because of the weather. I think if this was a dry race, we probably would have seen a lot more VSCs than safety cars.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, yeah. See, it seems like us working back together, we've caused safety cars.
Yeah, blame us,
say,
guys.
Yeah.
It's all our fault.
It's all our fault. But yeah, what I would like, obviously I know the safety car is that. What I'd like to see the safety car implement is what we get in real life. You know, where the lapped cars can overtake the safety car, because it's an actual F1 thing. So why can't they implement it to the game? Well, I would ask them, but the state of the game at the moment, I dare to think what problems it would cause. So, you know, and maybe like add the addition of red flags, like the option, you know, even if a commentator, you know, add a little, you know, add something, you know, don't just sit there with the same base game, you know, because we all love, you know, F1 and everything, but, you know, seeing the safety car out 4 times is, you know, a kind of, it's a long night if you are a commentator. Just be handy if you could be a commentator and just flick the safety car on and off when you want it in and out. So yeah, luckily we are going to get back racing soon, and that sunshine is trying to come through.
It is indeed. As Lassie Larson's getting to the back, there we go. It's going to be a late call for the safety car coming in. I think Steph and Just Go-Cuts will be annoyed there, because they pulled a gap on the rest of the field, so this has really brought them back in, and this might make it hard for them. But look at 2nd to 6th, 23 lap old Inters.
That's a mission and a half, isn't it, to
Could be
finish?
risky. Could be risky, but let's see what happens.
They say high risk, high reward, and someone's going to go for it, as Steph has bolted and he is on his way, and they make their way down into turn number 1, what would be the double helping of DRS. Jinx gets a penalty. Hopefully everyone gets through cleanly. Bossy, I think, is going to drop quite significantly because of penalties, but he will get those positions back because of the safety car. Luckily there's no aquaplaning happening tonight, because I think we had that on the wets. I think it could have been a very long night, as they all make their way up into turn 4. Everyone is going through nicely. And oh, we've got a battle. Bossy is going to go for a move on Harry. Harry's going to try and hang it around the outside there, and doesn't get the move done. And that is CPI Bossy. Oh, what's going on there? that's a marker board being taken out by the two drivers there, as CPI Bossy is now going to keep the position, and it is still I would like to use the word carnage, but I'm trying to keep it respectful, as Bossy is going to have to defend, and I think Bossy is having internet issues, because I just see his car twitch. Yeah, there it goes again, and I think, yeah, he's going to start losing positions.
That was a great fight between those two. It nearly lasted a full lap. Obviously a bit of wheel banging, a few corners, it's a bit hard to go side by side, but yeah, he's on very old tyres compared to those that are all over the back of him at the moment, and Steve is going to look to make it 2 cars to pass Bossy towards the end of this race. Bossy is just going to have to hope to finish as high as he can here.
Yeah, of course, and maybe he might box for a set of inters and kind of go through the field as they all come through turn 4. Bossy, no, not Bossy, Harry is right on the back of IRT Seb.
He's still got some pace in those old tyres. Harry is looking to push on. Obviously, he was at the front for a small part of this race. Currently sits 7th, but he's got the freshest tyres of everyone ahead of him. So, can he get himself maybe up towards the podium?
Yeah, there is people with penalties in front of him. Oh, what's gone on there? Oh, gotta be careful, come back on track. And luckily, no more yellow flags there, as Steph sets the fastest lap with a 26.8. And oh, Jinx and Slinky. Oh, Bossy gets a 5-second penalty for gaining 1 place advantage for corner cutting. And Slinky up to P4. And yeah, this race I think has been very action-packed.
Yeah, it's starting to come to life in these last laps, or last safety car free laps, to be fair. As Harry made a move on the other RRT at Bumpio, and he's up into P6, already pretty much on the back of Jinx. So if I was in the chat, I would be putting a 5 I think, even a 10er on Harry possibly getting a podium. He's looking feisty, racy, and Jinx is looking under pressure, goes deep. Still holds the position for now, but for how long?
Yeah, as we just want to claim we don't want to promote gambling. I know you said put a 10er on. Be responsible. I don't know about being responsible. I kind of got to that age where that kind of goes out the window. Oh, Jinx nearly has Harry in the back of him, as that battle for P5 is getting really spicy, and it's all gonna go as that's 2 moves, and now he is gonna get overtaken, as Jinx is gonna try and hold this. He's not gonna keep it, and that is Harry up to P5. As he kept it, he has kept it as they make their way into the turn 3 and then turn 4, and Jinx isn't giving up, but the 2 Red Bulls are doing quite nicely.
Yeah, I think there's just been a bit of team orders there. Obviously, Bumpier's on 27 laps and Steve's on 5 lap hold inters, so it makes sense to let Steve go and let him attack the ones ahead of him. I think, Harry caught Jinx halfway through that lap, and that cost him a bit of time. But he is actually already making up that time, so I think Slinky is having the same issue with Honey Badger. He caught him at the wrong time of the lap, and he's now being held up, and Harry's going to get involved here on the DRS. But Slinky going for the move up the inside. That's a very, very nice move by the VAR driver. And he's up onto the podium places.
Yeah, he is. As Seb is now up to P6. I won't be surprised if Seb has a go at Harry and closes up that gap as Harry. Oh, there's an AlphaTauri gone for a spin, and that is, I believe, Lawson.
Honey Badger's sticking with Slinky here. Yeah, I think, yeah, Just Coconut, Steph, they're out in front. It's between those two. I think Steph looking like he's going to have the pace to hold it off. Harry, sorry, back into P5, looking for a move on Honey Badger. He wants to get this move done before he gets into this tricky part of the track. He can't get it done. He's going to try and maybe look for a move into the chicane. Can't do it. And this is now going to cost him time. So he's going to be stuck behind that Aston Martin unless he can get round here. That's a daring move. Then touch the tyres. Nearly pays the price for it. And look, the gap between Honey Badger and Slinky already up to 2 seconds. This is costing Harry big time for a possible podium.
Yeah, it is, and it is. Oh, Philip gets a penalty. Who I think is just. I think I might have caught in the corner of my eye. Someone went for a spin at one of the final 2 corners, as Honey Badger and Harry gonna go side by side down the start finish.
Side by side. Harry sticking it around the outside, but Honey Badger got the pace on him. Honey Badger's keeping Harry at bay, and this is going to be really frustrating for Harry, but he's going around the outside. He's trying everything he can get past this Aston Martin, and he's actually just about done it. He sort of forced his way through there, but he's finally done it. But look at that gap now to Slinky. Slinky will be very happy with the job Honey Badger's done there, because 3.3 seconds gap. Harry's got a big job to do with 5 laps left of this race.
Yeah, he has, and oh, as Harry goes for nearly Tokyo Drift out of one of the corners there, and yeah, that was a lucky save there from the Alfa Romeo driver. I'm just going to double check. Everyone's still in the lobby. I think Recon is the only one not in the lobby. Yeah, as now Seb is going to close up the gap to Honey Badger. Just Coconuts is on the fastest lap of a 26.1.
It's not over at the front at all. Just Coconuts showing that he does have the pace to keep with Steph. Just whether he's got enough pace to get within a couple of attempts and give him a real chance of getting that overtake done. Going to be intriguing to see what happens between those two, but yeah, Seb is also looking at Honey Badger. Oh, movement down further back, pillars on Boutier. Fresher tyres, Boutier's tyres 30 laps old, they are screaming, I bet.
Yeah, they probably are. They probably want to be taken off and chucked in the nearest bin somewhere. As CPI Bossy sets the fastest lap of a 26.1.
That's the best he can do today now, Bossy. Unfortunately, CPI were both at one point on the podium, but things can go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows very quickly in this sport, so got to keep their head up and move on to the next one as he gets 3 second time penalty as well.
Yeah, he does. I'm just actually going to double check the penalties. He has 18 seconds of penalties. 10 of that is going to come off, I think, from the stewards. So, yeah, he'll be looking to jump. Well, he's not actually, because he's 26.9. As Pillars, I believe, he's going to have a look at Jinx. He's going to dazzle and dance. Has he got the move? Yep, no, he hasn't. No, he's gonna battle it through turn 3 and then into turn 4.
Ooh.
That was close.
That was very close. He's paid the price for that. Down to 10th. Always Phillips looking for a move on Boutier. Can't get it done. Gonna be stuck behind him. Edit's account said 5-second penalty. I think he said that referring to Steph. He might have missed it earlier.
Yeah.
We believe Steph has got a 5-second penalty that is more than likely to be removed due to a yellow flag glitch. So
Yeah,
that is why.
Yeah. I will just double check the gap's a leader. Steph would finish on a podium. Oh, what's happened there? Pillars and Philip had an incident. Yeah, so Steph would drop down to a P3 if this was on gap to leader, unless he can close up 6 or 5 tenths to Slinky extension, I say. So yeah, that's an interesting one. So oh no, I just realised you don't have to pit for any tyre under the wet conditions. So yeah, it's no stops for Boom, Honey Badger and Just Coconuts. Pillars has had 4 pit stops. That's a pit stop every safety car. Seb has had 3 as Philip is trying to go round the outside, I think, of Pillars there. Looking at gaps, Honey Badger makes 14, Just Coconuts 10, Lynx 11, Boom up 12. The biggest loss is Recon with 11. And the fastest lap is a 25.7 by CPI Boston. As Philip, yeah, Philip's really having a battle. Oh, they're having a bit of will. As we come for, yeah, they're going for it. Keep it clean, lads. Come on. We've seen enough safety car action for a day. I know we all want to win, but yeah, we all have to be respectful.
Oh, Philip sends it.
He does, and
costing position. Vengeance is now right on the back of him.
Yeah, unfortunately that one didn't get sent.
Oh, trying to get this could get messy. This could end up with someone in a wall. Pick your battles, guys. Patience. I know it's coming to the end of the race, but patience is a virtue.
I think it's also Philip has a penalty he's trying to get past to create a gap, because what's his penalty? It's 3 seconds. He could probably do that in a lap and a half. So yeah, I think that's why Pillars is holding, because obviously he knows that he's going to get the position back. As they're still going. No, actually, it's Vengeance that now is yeah, as Philip has dropped to P12. As we are now on the last lap, and Just Coconuts is gonna be putting the pressure on now. He has literally no ERS, so he's just gonna have to rely on pace.
Going to have to outrace Steph on this last lap.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough. I think Steph has held his own here. He's been under pressure. He's been within the second DRS. Oh, we have got a late bit of movement. It's even Honey Badger going at it. Honey Badger he's not. You think drivers have got the position on him, and then suddenly he just comes back out of nowhere. So I don't know whether he's got a really good straight line speed set up on that car, but he's managed to defend that 5th place on those 34 lap old inters.
Yeah, and just to put this into context, the top 2 have done 30 plus laps on their tyres. The 2 behind them are on more fresher tyres but couldn't get the grip, I think, or the gap. But after 4 safety cars, 35 laps here in Hungary, SXT Steph is going to take the provisional race win on the track, but Just Coconuts is going to take it off the track. I suspect Steph will get that removed after the race. It is Verslinky into P2, Steph will drop down to P3, Harry will take a very nice P4. I think that'd be a good day at the office for TTG. The two Red Bulls of International Racing Team as Team IRT, Seb and IRT Boom in P5, P6. Honey Badger unfortunately couldn't keep his P5, will be down into P7. Jinx will be in P8, Pillars in P9. Vengeance will round off the top 10, and Recon, who's not in the lobby, will be in P11. I'll finish off the rest when we get to the race results. But wow, what a chaotic race as IRT Boom gets the driver of the day. I will ask Leslie the Twig, who is your driver of the day? If you could pick one, you can't pick the safety car.
Yeah, he's done the most laps of anyone, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think some special mentions. Philip made some great moves. Just Coconuts showed great pace up there, and he's done very well. He's provisionally got the win, but Steph is a good chance that he'll be getting that win after Stewart's reports. Steph obviously won as well, but I think I'm going to give it to Slinky. He done well to hold his own under the safety cars, and then had that unfortunate incident, sent him to the back, and he's managed to fight his way all the way back onto the podium. So Slinky is my driver of the day, I think.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with you on that one, especially with his comeback drive after his unfortunate safety car restart incident. But yeah, it's not a Ferrari, it's not a Red Bull, it's not even a Mercedes on the front, it's an AlphaTauri with Just Coconuts. I will just quickly screenshot this just in case Badger does forget. I'm sure he won't, but just in case. But yeah, we had 5 DNFs as we'll go, which was Glowstick, Nathan, Drophus, Yarno from BNLRE, Mike from BNLRE, and then that lap 1 retirement from Noisiek. But it is Just Coconuts from Prospect E Racing, a race win provisionally, but I suspect it will be a penalty remove for SXT Steph. So we'll just take a quick look at the calendar while we are here, as Leslie is now here. He wasn't here last week. So we're off to a place I call Hell, which is we're off to Canada next week. And if you're a pad driver, it is literally racing on ice. Then we'll be off to Belgium for the Belgian Grand Prix. Then we take our first visit in EML to Miami, USA. Then we'll be off to Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Then we'll be off to the Temple of Speed in Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Then we'll be going to the home of motorsport, the British Grand Prix in Silverstone, then Mexico. And we'll be rounding off on the 16th of November at the Yas Marina Island for Abu Dhabi. So at them races left, Leslie, what race are you looking forward to the most?
Well, considering you just said Canada's like racing on ice for the pads, we're in for another 5 safety cars, aren't we, I think?
Well, if we get the rain, then yeah, I think we will be. But yeah, I think
on a serious level, I think racing wise, you look at Britain's always a good track. Obviously, does get a bit. You do get the DRS trains, which does sort of break it up a bit. I think Belgium for me. I'm looking forward to Belgium. I think it's a love Spa, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they get on around there, all the teams.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Miami and Suzuka goes as well, I think, because we actually haven't had a real life Suzuka race for a few years, obviously due to COVID, etc. And obviously, I found with the Miami race in real life, it wasn't what it was hyped up to be. It was kind of like, you know, the Verstappen Leclerc kind of battle that we saw. But yeah, there's obviously some iconic tracks in there. Montreal, Canada. Well, Canada is Montreal. Montreal, Belgium, Britain. What you obviously alluded to. We won't mention Abu Dhabi because we know there's some Lewis Hamilton fans in there, and I don't want to cause any rivalry or any arguments. But yeah, we'll be back next week, same time but different place. We'll be off to Montreal, so get your sunglasses. You might need an umbrella as well, because if you've seen recent races in Montreal, it does like to rain. But don't forget, also TML is back tomorrow with F1 and F2, which will be James Head, myself and Stumpy taking you through the action through another Hungarian Grand Prix. Myself and Leslie will be back next week at Wednesday 8 PM for the Canadian Grand Prix at round 3. But for myself and Leslie the Twig, it's an absolute privilege and pleasure to work with you again, and for the remaining races, should I say. But until next time, enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. But for now, it's good night.